Yeah. Doggo is the meme killer. Cashing out with your thriller. House party lights all flashing. Pop a bottle, no relaxing. Flexing in the VIP. Bitches kinda feeling free. Thug life, we wildin' out. Nothing but that money cloud. Doggo, we ballin' worldwide. Need money, we can't hide. Poppin' tags like it's FOMO in the streets, no time for lows. Drink in hand, it's a vibe. Haters watching, trying to snipe. We bring the heat, no denying. In the club, Doggo flying. Got my crew, yeah, we're deep. Stacking sats, no time for sleep. Bitches dancing, feel that fire. Doggo fam, we taking it high. Doggo, we ballin' worldwide. Need money, we can't hide. Poppin' tags like it's FOMO in the streets, no time for lows. Drink in hand, it's a vibe. Haters watching, trying to snipe. We bring the heat, no denying. In the club, Doggo flying. Got my crew, yeah, we deep. Stacking sats, no time for sleep. Bitches dancing, feel that fire. Doggo fam, we taking it high. Doggo, we ballin' worldwide. Need money, we can't hide. Poppin' tags like it's FOMO in the streets, no time for lows. Drink in hand, it's a vibe. Haters watching, trying to snipe. We bring the heat, no denying. In the club, Doggo's flying. Got my crew, yeah, we deep. Stacking sats, no time for sleep. Bitches dancing, feel that fire. Doggo fam, we taking it higher. New York City, we own the night. The Doggo fam, we ready to fight. Meme lords, we taking over. Flip the script, we got the clover. All these hookers wanna front, but we grinding, never stunt. Doggo making big moves. In the game, we got the groove. So raise your glass, let's toast to the ones who do the most. For the life we live in bold. Doggo worldwide, watch it unfold. Doggo, we ballin' worldwide. Need money, we can't hide. Poppin' tags like it's FOMO in the streets, no time for lows. So remember the name is clear. Doggo's here, bring the cheer. Need money, house party high. We the kings, watch us fly. So remember the name, it's clear. Doggo's here, bring the cheer. Need money, house party high. We the kings, watch us fly.
Good morning, everybody. A little bit of technical difficulty. My ship with hat friends, my ship with hat. Hey guys, how are you, man? Hey. We should talk. Doggo Nation. I'll tell you what, I am super bullish on Doggo Nation for our Doggo for a number of reasons. One of them in particular is because this asset is totally backed. It is backed. The liquidity is locked, and that is a great position to be in. David, I saw that you called me. I think that was probably because I had my brother David. Because I had a brief moment there where I was getting things loaded up. My screen, my camera actually wasn't working at first. We didn't plan on doing my Doggo opening actually this morning, and but I had to play around there and get it done. So hopefully everything's working now. David, if not, if you can let me know, that'd be great. We have a great show lined up today. Of course, the news in the world is absolutely off the charts. We have the arrest of Pavel Durov. Of course, the Durov brothers, very famous brothers. Nikolai is the founder of the Ton blockchain, and as well, his brother is the founder of Telegram. Pavel is the founder of Telegram. So pretty, it's dicey. It's dicey. Let me just hear my audio here real quick. All right, we're doing good. Okay, good. We are live on Crypto Cake on YouTube. We're live on Modeling Agent on Instagram. We are live on Rumble, which I'm still building. I haven't figured out exactly how to go onto my page yet, the Impact Money page. So it's just on Networks Manager. But I have been just clicking the live stream over there. There's people on Rumble. There's people on Rumble. We are also live on Networks Manager Twitter and a couple other places here that and we're going to expand that. I am scared to go live on LinkedIn because I guess I have somebody over at LinkedIn that doesn't, I don't know. I can't do much anymore without getting some type of, you can't do this, you can't do that. And so I really like LinkedIn, and I don't want to lose access to my LinkedIn, so I guess I'm not going to stream over there for right now. That's how it is. Yes, my friends, to the moon. You guys should direct message me. Let's get going. Let's get working. Let's get working. So with the arrest of Pavel Durov, this is sending shockwaves across the financial markets, or it did, I would say. Things are going to start rebounding now. Looks like. If you're good time to dollar cost average into TON and some of the other coins that are on the network. This is, I don't know why some of those ones that are on the network. This arrest reverberated across the world. Telegram is one of the only private messaging apps in the world that you're able to use, and it brings into focus the fact that the people that rule over our countries do not want you to have any privacy. Zero. No privacy. You deserve no privacy. You are a slave. You're a slave. You don't deserve any privacy. You actually don't deserve any money either. Here's your fake paper money. You don't get real money. And that's where the monetary revolution comes in. And I've been talking about this and fighting for the monetary revolution. This is our peaceful way to fight back. I have with me here Thomas Massie and the Fed. The Federal Reserve is the central banking cartel's U.S. spot. Okay, that's their U.S. deal. Over in Europe, it's this European Central Bank. Other countries, it's different things. Okay, but it is the same central banking cartel. And I did get a message back from a very good friend of mine, a man who I have a lot of respect for. He says, "Tell Bruce that he needs to take it easy. Just needs to take it easy. It's not all of them. It's not all of them," he says. And I love this guy. He's a very good friend of mine. Hopefully he's listening. I know you can't watch all the shows. And a lot of times you don't watch it either, right? You just listen to it. And I get it. It's fine. We're getting more and more distribution as well. You are watching on your TVs in Texas and Louisiana, which is great distribution there as well. It's on the Smart Money Culture TV network. I know it's not all of them. I know. But the central banking cartel is all of them. I mean, they're all one people there. So, I mean, but I know it's not all of them. I say that all the time. I've been around the world. I've been to Europe and Latin America and Asia and the Middle East and everywhere in between, pretty much. And I always say that when you get down to the nitty gritty, when you talk to the people, everybody wants the same things. They want a family, they want prosperity, and they want a place to leave their kids and their grandkids and the future generations that they can also have safety and prosperity and leave it for the future generations. And that's across all people. And I love all people. I love everybody. I do. I love and I have loved everybody. Speaking of love and have loved, my daughters start their schools this morning. So back on, we've now been doing the show since December. We're rounding off the 8th month here, going into the 9th month. It is a real pleasure. I have our good man Matt Dixon is flying back to the UK from Albania. He's been in Albania being a TV star, from what I understand. Of course, they've had their launch on eBay on the Coin Store. If you want to join Coin Store, follow my referral link. It's at Cost Bitcoin. At Cost Bitcoin. Here's the deal, guys. We want to work together, right? At Cost Bitcoin. So you follow this link at costbitcoin.club. That'll forward you to my referral link on CoinStore. I'm building the site now. I've pretty much made the deal. We've made the deal. Now I got to do the site map, which I'll hopefully knock out today. And we're going to start building that Impact Money Show site so we can all start trading together and all start making a bunch of money. All of us. Because we all need to be making a lot of money. And we need to be making a lot of money with Bitcoin with precious metals. The central bank is going to continue to inflate the money. This is their tool. This is how they have total control. With the arrest of Pavel Durov, there is a few things that you can take away from that. One of them certainly is that the global noose is tightening. It's tightening. Okay. The political impact of that arrest reverberates everywhere. So we had the Tate brothers arrested. We have Pavel Durov arrested this month. We had the attempted assassinations of Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, and President Putin last month. Nobody talks about the attempt on President Putin. They foiled the attempt, but there was an attempt on President Putin's life. In the same month of July, they attempted to assassinate Trump and Putin in the same month. And if you think that a different group tried to do that, then you should open up your eyes and come into more reality. It was obviously the same group tried to do it. And then who's the same group? Now, who is in control of our countries? If our governments are aligned so much that they're going to arrest Pavel Durov in France for letting us speak privately, and the same people want him over here, like who's in control? And that's what I always talk about. It's the central banking cartel. They are the highest level of the land. That's who we need to get out from under. And we don't need to fire a shot. We just need to close the Fed. Take back money printing. And it's our Constitution. In our Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, the government is the only person that's allowed, the only entity that is allowed to coin money. And Woodrow Wilson, they built him a nice bridge over here for selling us out. Woodrow Wilson was elected because the central bankers, the central banking cartel, backed him. And he told them, I'll put you through. And they told him, we're going to pay whatever you want, man. We'll give you whatever you want. We'll pay for anything. We'll pay for everything. You don't have to worry about it. You'll never default on anything. You put him in there. 111 years later, houses are through the roof. Inflation is through the roof. They confiscated the gold in 1933. They confiscated all your family's gold. You're not even told. They confiscated all your family's gold. And you know what? They told you they were going to give it back. I want it back. Do you want it back? I want it back. You know where it is? It's in the bank in New York, the Federal Reserve Bank. I'm sure that's where a lot of it is. They might have sold some, but I doubt it. They love their paper money. Anyway, let's talk about the markets, and we have a lot more to talk about. But let's talk about the markets. I do have the market report from my main man, Matt Dixon. Matt Dixon, who is now traveling back to Albania. Back from Albania. I got this queued up. Here he is, the great Matt Dixon. There we go.
Good morning, Bruce. Morning, Impact Money viewers. So a lot to talk about this week, this weekend, really, because we had the arrest of Pavel Durov, the head and CEO of Telegram, the messaging app. So obviously, I guess there are some issues there about privacy and about security and about moderation of the app itself. So I do know there are issues here, but...
Hold on, I'm getting an echo. Are you guys getting an echo? That's not good. Let me just try this. So since my thing wasn't working, Oh, it's fine for you. All right, here we go. Here he is, the great Matt Dixon.
I guess there's a bigger story here about freedom of speech. So I'm sure Bruce will have a lot to say about that. But of course, it impacts us with the ton coin, which is a cryptocurrency. It's part of it's connected with the messaging app Telegram. Massive community. It's got some tremendous potential, but it had a big setback this weekend. So yesterday, when the news came out, it fell out when I was watching about 16%. It's down again this morning by a couple of percent. So it has been hit quite hard, but I believe it will probably bounce back. So far, we've had, just looking at it from the Elliott Wave perspective, just to see, and it's quite interesting, as we so often say, the Elliott Wave and charts fit with the news and actually often tell you in advance what's going to happen. I don't think we really got a good warning today, but we did see, for example, here, we saw some hidden bearish divergence. So we had an A, B, and a C wave down to give us wave 4, probably wave 4, and then we should be heading up in a fifth wave to the upside, which should still give us substantial upside. So I actually think that this is a bit of a storm in a teacup, and I think it's going to blow over, and we should see higher to come on Toncoin. So I think maybe it was just a dollar cost average buying opportunity to buy a dip. So as I say, we had the ABC down, and we had here hidden bearish divergence, which signaled exactly when to sell. It's so often the case. Got a really good sell off there. We got oversold on RSI, which again is a signal probably to close your positions, take profit. Price moved up. There was, I'm just trying to check whether there's any divergences there. I'd have to check again. We haven't got time now. I'm actually heading out of Albania today, so I'm heading off to the airport shortly. But I wanted to just record this so that you can get a catch up for what we've had in this last week and what we can expect in the week ahead. So from there, we've actually had right now we have hidden bullish divergence. So the opposite of here, we had hidden bearish. Now we have hidden bullish. So that's where we get higher lows on the price and we get lower lows on corresponding RSI measure. And so from this point, we expected the price to turn higher, which as you can see is exactly what happened. So I think and I hope that we've already completed the correction down. So from a wave 4, within wave 5, you'd expect 5 waves. So I think we've had here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving us a small wave 1. And then we've had an A, B, C, some kind of ABC correction. We may even have a touch lower to go, I don't know. But somewhere around here, I think is a good area to think about dollar cost averaging. You need to make your own assessment as to, you know, what's happened with the arrest of Pavlov and so on. Pavel, sorry. And what the implications are there. But I think actually it's a good buying opportunity, and I think we're headed higher. And across the board, really, with cryptocurrency, I think we've had reasonably good news over the weekend. Well, before the weekend, really, we had the speech from Jerome Powell. Sorry, I'm in such a rush this morning. But anyway, had this meeting with Jerome Powell, talking about interest rates. He was a lot more dovish, signaling that there's likely to be an interest rate reduction at the upcoming meeting, which is September the 18th. So that gave the markets quite a good boost over the weekend. Things really looked as though they're taking off until we got that news from Telegram CEO, Pavel Durov, and we've had that setback. And I think it's, as I say, probably a storm in a teacup. And we should hopefully head higher again here now. So we started reasonably well this morning. Markets are flat, which is quite a good sign that they're not heading down. So I'm hopeful. So as I say, if we've had a wave 1 up and a wave 2 down, next wave up should be quite impressive, really, looking for a third wave to the upside. So if you look at the big one, which is, of course, Bitcoin, and see where that is. So again, we had the wave 1 up. It looks as though the wave 2 was complete here. I wasn't quite sure whether it's going to be a more complex wave 2, where this was the first leg of a correction, second leg and third leg. But the fact that we've reasonably convincingly broken above wave 1 now tells me that we are likely to head higher. And this little move up here looks very choppy, corrective sideways. So I do think we've probably got higher to go. So I've been saying for a long time that we should expect in the reasonably near future to head towards all-time highs for Bitcoin. And the reason I said that, and I'll do this again, I focus on it every time, but it's always good just to remind yourself where we're up to on the bigger picture. And on the bigger picture, when I zoom out, we can see we completed what I believe is a wave 3 here. And then we had an A, B, C, D, E, wave 4. And that can only be, when you have a triangle is the A, B, C, D, E pattern. The only wave that can basically extend beyond these trend lines is the E wave, which is precisely what happened. Then we got a sharp wave 1 up and a wave 2 down. And I think we're heading up in the beginnings of wave 3. And wave 3 itself will be made up of 5 waves. So we may have just be about to complete or have completed wave 1. And then wave 2, then we should expect quite an aggressive wave 3 to the upside. So I think that's quite a bullish environment for the whole of crypto, really. Obviously, it's great for Bitcoin itself, but Bitcoin still tends to lead the way. And if Bitcoin's heading higher, you can be pretty sure most of the rest will head higher too. So we'll look at the number 2 token now, being Ethereum. and Ethereum again is just a little bit of a tiny pullback, which is not bad considering what happened over the weekend with Toncoin. I don't see any particular reason why this would carry across to other tokens, but it did carry across slightly. So basically, we've got the wave 1 up of some sort, wave 2 down, and a small push up here. I think we're going to head up quite sharply, as you can see from the direction of this trend line I've drawn here. From the low here, I'm expecting it considerably higher. And again, if I were to really compress that chart, you'll see that I expect quite a lot higher. So I will compress it there. So we had an A up. This is some kind of B down. And you can see it's quite a clear B. It's not in 5 waves, it's in 3. And you can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because this move up here overlaps this move down here. So it's basically a 3-wave move, which is a B wave. And we're expecting a push higher now, quite a substantial push higher in a C wave. That's one reading of it, but whichever way you look at it, this is a corrective wave, so we do expect higher to come in the near future. Solana is one I've been shouting about a lot, isn't it? So we'll just see where we're up to with Solana. I'll open it out a little bit again to see, looking on the shorter time frames. There's various divergences, both bullish and bearish, which told us of every single directional move that we've had in Solana. So right now we have had a little bit like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've labeled it out here so you can see it more clearly. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then a corrective move down. And this is looking so far, looking quite nicely, impulsively to the upside. So we've got no overlap here. So with this move down, for example, we got this move down, this move up, overlapped, this little move down here. We haven't got any of that here. This is basically an impulsive, looking like an impulsive move to the upside. So Solana is looking quite positive now. It's over the 160 level. And bearing in mind at the low, we dropped to 109. And I was saying at the time, that was the time to buy. So I still think there's plenty more upside to come with Solana, and actually across the board, I think there's still a lot more to come. But these were the areas to buy when we dipped to that 109 area, and there were lots of signals there. I won't go back in time to show it, but there were lots of signals looking at divergences, looking at candlestick patterns on shorter time frames, just looking at the overall news environment. It was looking positive, and that's exactly what we've had. Impulsive move to the upside here, corrective down here, so next move up is expected to be impulsive. So I'm really bullish on Solana. We'll just dip into, we'll go through other tokens as well. I'll just look at Litecoin while we're here. I mean, Litecoin again looks to be kind of corrective here. I think before long we'll see some upside to come on Litecoin. It's not one of my favored tokens or coins, but it still has plenty of upside potential. Lots of upside potential. And when Litecoin moves, it can move aggressively. Same thing really with XRP. XRP, when it moves, it can move aggressively. So we did see some quite aggressive upside movement here. And you can see it's not overlapping. It's quite aggressive, impulsive type price action here. And we've had choppy sideways movement ever since. So whether we have a bit lower to go or not, we should still have somewhat higher to go, quite a lot higher to go. And it could be really aggressive, as XRP tends to be. And again, we can see slightly longer term. If I just compress it a little bit, we can see longer term that we got a good impulsive 5-way move up here. I think this is a completion of a corrective move here. And then basically it's another impulsive move and more corrective sideways slightly down. So the next move reasonably soon, even if we did move a little bit lower, next reasonable move or substantial move should be to the upside and could give us substantial upside here on XRP. And as I say, it can be really aggressive when you're talking about XRP. It tends to do that. So we'll just dip out and move into the other more traditional assets. And when I say traditional assets here, I'm looking at oil, which has had quite a big turnaround over the weekend. Surprisingly, it may be a buy the rumor, sell the news thing. I understand that all out war in the Middle East has been averted for the time being. So there was expecting that it's really sort of heating up towards a major confrontation between Lebanon and Israel. And I think that's actually cooling off at the moment. So hopefully that's a good sign. Surprisingly, I don't think oil is actually being moved at the moment by geopolitical reasons. I think it's more to do with the economic, supply and demand. Particularly the supply. There's plenty of supply, but actually the demand is still reasonably robust. So oil is not moved a great deal, but it has actually moved up quite a bit from the 71 to 74. We've got about a 5-6%. Sorry, it's 75 now, isn't it? So we've got a good 6-7% even move there over the last couple of days. So oils look reasonably constructive there, and gold also, because as I always say, they're quite highly correlated. Gold is just toying with all-time highs there. So I think that we will reach new all-time highs yet again with gold. As you very well know, I've been extremely bullish gold for a long, long time now. And even if we get pullbacks, the pullbacks are just buying opportunities as far as I'm concerned. So I think there's plenty more to come there. If we look at the SPX, the S&P 500, again, we're toying pretty well with all-time highs. We're not quite there, but we're very close. We did have some bearish divergence here, which signaled this move down, which was in the form of an ABC, which is a corrective move. And then we had this hidden bullish divergence from this point here, which signaled the move up. So again, you could have sold perfectly, you could have bought perfectly. Right now, there's no particular divergence as far as I can see. I think the way is open to move higher, and I think we will move to new all-time highs in the very near future for the S&P 500. So along with other risk assets, like all the cryptocurrencies, when I say all, the majority of cryptos, S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow, I think they're headed higher, and we're looking definitely new all-time highs here to come. Looking at dollar index, we have seen quite a sell-off in the dollar index. The dollar has plummeted really in recent times, and that's because of this softening expectation for interest rates. The expectation is now that we are going to see a 25 basis point cut on September the 18th. That means the dollar will be less attractive. It's effectively paying less interest in simple terms. So the dollar becomes less attractive, and money flows out of the dollar into other currencies and other risk assets, which is why it's a good thing for cryptocurrencies and stock markets. If money's flowing out of the dollar, that's like out of US treasuries in particular, interest-bearing securities, it's flowing out of those, but it's flowing into risk assets like stock markets, but also like other risk assets that can produce potentially higher returns. And with lower interest rates, usually these risk assets tend to perform really well. So I do think that we're going to see more upside, and it's all aligning quite nicely. And we often say that when everything's aligning, all the narratives behind the markets are aligning, then I think things are looking quite good for the time being for a move up. So geopolitical tensions are down, interest rates are heading down. The economy is still reasonably healthy, just beginning to taper off a little bit. But all in all, it's a relatively sound environment for risk assets there. We'll just touch on a couple of the less known, maybe more speculative cryptocurrencies. So, for example, Bonk is one of those meme coins which has done really, really well. Some tremendous returns here. There has been. It's more speculative, so there is risk involved. Not necessarily one for a mainstream portfolio, but I think any portfolio should definitely have a spattering of cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin and Ethereum, as they now have their regulated ETFs. So a real channel or avenue in for money from institutions. So that should support those cryptos over the long term. But also, I think certainly for retail investors, there's great opportunities here for some real potential gains. But obviously, it is a high risk, so don't put all your eggs in one basket. We did look at Toncoin. I'll just go back onto Toncoin. I do really think the fact that we've got this hidden bullish divergence tells us that there's some good upside probably to come there. So I do think with some of your risk money that you can afford to maybe sit on for a long time, you may have to sit on positions for some time. We may even dip a bit lower, who knows? But I do think that we will head to new all-time highs on Toncoin reasonably soon. And I don't think that the events of the weekend will have a long-term impact. Just looking through here, Book of Memes is one of my favorite ones again. The fact that we had a good bit of a pullback over the weekend, we started to move up strongly, but then again with Toncoin, we got a bit of a pullback. I again think there's some substantial upside to be had there, and it's one of my favorite coins that I like to jump into and get some real potentially solid gains out of that. Let's have a look. Nvidia, I know it's not a cryptocurrency, but it's they've got earnings coming up this week. Let's just see. Yeah, I was thinking that this we've got here some hidden bearish divergence in place here. I actually believe that this will probably be eliminated. I'm hoping and expecting that Nvidia results will be higher than expected. Earnings will be higher than expected, and I think that we've still got some more upside to come here with Nvidia. So although at the moment it shows hidden bearish, the thing about these divergences is you don't take them on their own. You have to look for candlestick formations. I mean, you could have taken this, you could have sold it, and you could have protected your position now. Then even if it does sail off to the moon, you don't worry because you're guaranteed a profit. If you put sell in here, protected it, by now you'd have probably stopped out, but you'd have stopped out for a small profit. So there's no need to worry. So that's the way I normally trade. Sometimes I do when I see a divergence, I'll jump in immediately, but I'll protect it very, very quickly, because really with the divergence, you look slightly longer term, look at a candlestick formation to see if that's supportive of what the divergence is telling you. So I do believe that although we have this hidden bearish divergence, I think we're going to head higher. So I think it will be eliminated. It just needs to go above this point here, which is 136.37 on Nvidia. And once we go above there, that divergence is eliminated. It opens the way up for potentially much higher. And that would then mean that the move down has been in the form of an A, B, and a C, and would be pushing up to new highs here for Nvidia. So all in all, I think it's looking forward to being a good week, probably even a good day. But I think we're headed, as I say, I think the backdrop is really very, very positive for here, pretty much across the board, and particularly the main assets, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Solana, I would now call one of the main assets. So and in terms of how much can they go, I think the next target for Bitcoin from where we are now at 63,000, I don't think 74,000, which would be a new all-time high. I don't think it's far away personally. I think we could even potentially see that within a week if the markets can digest this and put it behind them. The little trouble they've had with Toncoin, with Telegram, if the markets can put that behind them, and the fact that we've got a better geopolitical situation and softening of interest, then I actually believe that we could soon see a new all-time high for Bitcoin at 74. That would take Solana much higher, probably back up, challenging and beyond maybe that last 209 peak. Previous all-time high for Solana, I think, is 258, 259, somewhere around there. So lots of potential upside there. And I think Solana will probably at least challenge that previous all-time high in this particular cycle of movement. So I think there's loads of potential there. So maybe a little bit shorter today, but I hope it's been helpful to catch up this week. I should be back in the office again tomorrow. So hopefully have a full catch up and round up tomorrow. So thanks for listening. Thanks, Bruce.
The great Matt Dixon, Sir Matt the Great, with his market report. I'll tell you what, guys, world class what we have going on here. It is an absolute pleasure to do the show with Matt Dixon every morning for you. Of course, my brother is still involved as well. He's a little bit behind the scenes at the moment, but that doesn't stay like that all the time. I know he is working hard and doing amazing things. So I'm really proud of him as well. My brother David Porter, Sir David Porter, as it is. It's amazing. The markets right now, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of good buying opportunities. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't go lower than this. Okay, you guys always have to keep that in mind. Okay, it doesn't mean that it won't go lower than it is at the moment. A lot of times dollar cost average is really what you want to do. You want a dollar cost average into these assets, and that way you can really protect yourself. Okay, and you can get the best deals that you want to do. All right, so let's see here. Let's do this. So pretty interesting. I'll tell you what, guys, gold is going to be very, very interesting here. This is going to be a very, very interesting time with gold. We are going to gold Bitcoin, all of these assets. What's going to happen now as the central banks have no choice, of course, but to continue to mint more money. They have no choice. And they don't look, that's their best deal going, man. Why in the world would they want to stop that, right? They got their deal going. They're going to mint a lot of money, and that's how they tax you. They have an unfettered ability to tax you. They can tax you by just printing money. That's it. So the government will tax you on the front end, and that's their burn mechanism. As the burn goes, and that lowers the that brings in money out of circulation. The less money that you have to spend, the better off they are. Okay, the more money they can mint, and that's why they like. That's one of the reasons why they like taxes. So they get that tax in there, and then boom, they're able to do that right now. Yeah, so they're going to continue doing that. I have a. It's so. As they mint more money, that is going to cause the risk assets, stocks. You saw we started NVIDIA, but we didn't do the S&P 500 today. It was a little bit shorter, but we normally do that. But it's going to cause stocks, crypto, gold, and all these things to go up. Okay, and I'm going to actually add here. It's at costbitcoin.club and at costmetal.club. Those are the two sites you want to join. They both just forward. At Cost Bitcoin forwards to CoinStore. At Cost Metals, but it has my referral link on there. Our referral link on there. We want to trade together, right? That's how we were all successful. And then at costmetal.club, that forwards, as well as at costmetals.com. The referral code there is clubs. But you can buy gold, silver, palladium, platinum at cost, at the dealer cost. All right, and that's really the situation that you want to be in, right? You want to be able to buy these assets at cost, at cost metal, at cost Bitcoin. You can also at this at costbitcoin.club forwards to CoinStore. You can buy EVE. Okay, Matt is the man really behind the EVE token. I made a lot of money with EVE over the years. Okay, I've made a lot of money with EVE. As well, you can buy Polka Gold. Polka Gold. One of my favorite digital assets out there, Polka Gold. And through all of this, Polka Gold has been steady. You look at like the overall markets, right? The overall markets are a lot of them are down, right? But Polka Gold stayed very, very strong, and that is because of the locked liquidity structure. And also, I opened up the show with Dalgo. Dalgo is their meme coin. And of course, what they did was they took the liquidity of Polka Gold, which has locked Algorand. So this is like, I mean, it's an asset backed. Okay. And not only is it asset backed by like an asset that would just stay the same price, it's asset backed by an asset that's probably going to go up. Not financial advice. Do your own research. These are highly speculative assets. You know, hey, okay. You are warned. You're warned, okay? Officially warned. But it's an Algorand. Algorand is outperforming. Charles Hoskinson, the great Charles Hoskinson, he's co-founder of Ethereum, not really, but I put it out on a tweet, I think. And it's funny because I've interviewed Charles at least once over the years. We know each other. And I said the co-founder, well, not really the co-founder. He's one of the original Ethereum guys. And then he started Cardano, and he has Cardano. Cardano is one of the big assets in the world. Cardano, right? Cardano. So he has put together this. He goes out publicly on Twitter and says, I got a few things going on. Sorry about that. And says, hey, I'm looking at I'm looking at working with Algorand. Algorand is not the normal guys. It's not like the normal dudes out here with the central banking cartel, which you do have behind a lot of these assets now. Even Bitcoin, guys. I hate to say it. Bitcoin has basically been hijacked by these guys. It is what it is. And that's one of the reasons why it's so high. It's like your houses, they're so high. I can't believe how much my house is worth. If you only knew. And the houses are selling around me, unbelievable. Really, I cannot believe how it's a ridiculous price. It's a big scam. I'm not going to get into that today. Anyway, so they took 10%, over 10% of the supply of polka gold, and they locked it in the liquidity pools of Dalgo. And Dalgo, just started off the show again with Dalgo Nation. I really expect this one to just continue to skyrocket. It's going to continue to skyrocket and do amazing things. It's going to do amazing things. That's like the advertising branch. I have a call later today. I might have mixed up the time. He's in China and I'm here. So I could have mixed up the time. Sorry, buddy. But I might have been supposed to do it last night, not tonight. Anyway, whatever. We got a call tonight. So I have a call with some guys over in Asia who are very interested in working on the project, and we're gonna pursue that with and that's with Dalgo, DALGO. I started off the show with the Dalgo Nation and Polka Gold. Polka Gold is the asset that Dalgo, the supply was locked and everything like that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very, very bullish on those. And you can get P Gold on Coinstorf. So if you follow at costbitcoin.club, follow and join there, you'll be able to buy Polka Gold. And then you can buy Dalgo with the Polka Gold, or you can hold it and you can stake it and all that stuff. Very good. At cost metal, buy gold, palladium, platinum, gold, silver, palladium, platinum at cost. Okay, guys, use that stuff because it's very, very important. Okay, now we have as well, I just wanted to touch a little bit on this. Of course, RFK Jr. has endorsed Trump. He's come out and he said he's doing it for the good of the kids. He's doing it to save the kids. He says, look, I'm 70 something years old and I don't have that much time left. His father's been assassinated. His uncle has been assassinated. You have to sit there and say there's a very good chance the man's going to be assassinated. So his uncle's been assassinated. Robert F. Kennedy Sr. Was assassinated. That was his father. His uncle was assassinated. John F. Kennedy, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The man that he is now endorsing and running with this guy is like, a ticket actually with Trump and RFK Jr. would have like, oh my God, right? Now we have Vance, okay? Now we have RFK involved. So maybe we got the best of both worlds, right? So, but it's unbelievable. The energy is unbelievable. But you have to imagine the guy. He knows stepping into this that he has got a target on his head the size of Texas. And that, you got to sit back and be like, man, I'll tell you what, I'm in that guy's court for a number of reasons. One, of course, he wants to protect the kids and everything else, right? And that's one of the main things he's running on. And of course, he has been a proponent of pulling back on a lot of this stuff that goes on with the jabs and stuff like that. And anyway, but he's got a huge target on his head right now. And then what did the Secret Service do? They immediately canceled his Secret Service detail. All these agencies need to be shut down, guys. The CIA was started by Alan Dulles. Alan Dulles married into the Central Banking Cartel family. So CIA was started by Central Banking Cartel family. Okay. CIA, 1956. The FBI was started, and basically their first job was to quell the World War I, people opposed to World War I. The Federal Reserve was basically started to finance World War I. And the IRS was started to make sure that they were able to take the money from you, same year, 1913, as the IRS started, as the Federal Reserve, in order to take the money from you in order to do whatever they wanted. We were fine without the FBI in early 1900s. It's a little unclear on what date they actually started. It's a memo here and this and that and the other. We were fine without the CIA in 1956, I think it was, that started. And these organizations are rogue. I've talked about it before. My father's got, he was in Vietnam. He got picked up a couple of times by these helicopters. And he said, man, what's all this stuff in here? And it's heroin. It's heroin in the choppers, in the CIA guys in the choppers. Well, that's heroin. He says, oh, it's heroin. It's weird. He says, well, that's how we fund all the black ops. That's how we do it all. I told him. The CIA has been running drugs probably since its inception. I mean, you know, this is a rogue. These are rogue agencies that must be shut down in order for us to have freedom. Federal Reserve as well. Federal Reserve makes sure, you know, it's all. So now that you know that the CIA was started by basically the central banking cartel families. So now, so the Federal Reserve and the CIA are intimately connected, right? I mean, wouldn't you think? Right? I mean, that makes sense, right? I mean, I'm not like conjecturing something out of nowhere. Alan Dulles. You can look it up. It's still available out there. You can check it out. So guys are coming back from Vietnam hooked on heroin, and who's selling them the heroin? Our own. It's not even our CIA. The CIA. The CIA is selling our guys heroin over in Vietnam. There was more opium being farmed and made over in Afghanistan while we were in control over there. It was unbelievable. These are not good agencies. These are agencies, and we got to shut them down, guys. Absolutely. We got to shut down the Fed, the CIA, the FBI is obviously rogue. I mean, it's embarrassing. I have a friend a decent friend. He's working there for 20 years or whatever he did. Saw him the other day. He's about, oh, Bruce, I retired. I quit. I'm on to do other things. I mean, he couldn't wait to tell me. He's embarrassed. He was embarrassed that he was working for the FBI. So RFK, now, one of the things that he came out with when they said this was that Trump was going to form a historic commission on U.S. assassinations. Of course, we've had a number of assassinations. Of course, Abraham Lincoln being one of the famous ones. I hope I don't miss anybody. We have Abraham Lincoln, right? They tried to get Ronald Reagan. I think there was somebody in between there too, but I can't remember. It's not coming to me. They assassinated John F. Kennedy, and they tried to assassinate Trump. So he's going to form a commission to investigate all these. And I thought when he said it that RFK Jr. was going to be in charge of it. I don't know if RFK Jr. is going to be in charge of it or not. That was a little bit unclear. But you know how things are when you first hear them. So at first I thought, oh my gosh, maybe he will be. He didn't say he wouldn't be. He just didn't say he would be either. So I don't know. Or I didn't watch the whole speech. But that, there's a reason why they never told us who did it. The only reason they wouldn't tell us who did it is because they're still in charge. I love everybody. It's not all of them. All those things I'm supposed to say. It's true, but I'm here for a reason. We were always in the exact right place that we're supposed to be at the exact right time. That's what my father always told me. You're always in the exact right place that you're supposed to be at the exact right time. And God put me right here to talk to you, and you're listening, and we're watching, and we are together so that we can make the world a better place and leave a future, have prosperity, and leave a future generation for our kids. Speaking of kids, I got to get mine to school. Cheers, guys.
Your voice is powerful when combined with social engagement.
Oops.
Your voice is powerful when combined with social engagement. It's a force for change. Decentralized media paired with free speech is the catalyst for an empowered world and a unified, invaluable ecosystem. Join Global Boost, become a champion of free speech, and help to reshape the future of media.